Hey there, comic fans! Welcome back to Geek Force. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial aspects of comic book storytelling, retcons that fundamentally damaged beloved characters and storylines. We're not talking about minor continuity tweaks here. These are the changes that made longtime readers put down their monthly pulls and walk away from the medium entirely. Before we jump in, let me know in the comments what retcons you think crossed the line. Or maybe there's a controversial one you actually defend. I'd love to hear your perspective. Now, let's get into it. Wonder Woman's Amazons, New 52. Wonder Woman consistently delivers exceptional storytelling, from George Perez's foundational run, through Greg Rucka's masterful character work, to Phil Jimenez's stunning single issues. Diana has always been served by quality creators. Wonder Woman Historia is better than 95% of most heroes' entire catalogs. Yet, the New 52 decided to completely desecrate the Amazons' mythology. In this continuity, Amazons reproduced by luring sailors to Themyscira, seducing them, then murdering these innocent men afterward. Female children were raised as Amazons, male children were given to Hephaestus as servants. To make matters worse, they made Diana the daughter of Zeus, completely contradicting her original origin as a clay sculpture given life by the gods, which represented her independence from patriarchal creation myths. The original lore is far more compelling. Amazons are reincarnated souls of women killed by men throughout history, drawn from the cavern of souls on the river Styx and given new life by the goddess Artemis. This origin is both mythologically rich and thematically powerful. It speaks to cycles of violence and redemption without making the Amazons themselves murderers. Barry Allen and the Speed Force. Flash Rebirth by Jeff Johns introduced two major retcons to Barry Allen's mythology, both deeply flawed. First, Thawne killing Barry's mother. While this adds tragedy to Barry's backstory, it fundamentally misunderstands who he is. Barry was originally inspired to become a hero by reading Jay Garrick comics. He represented optimism in scientific curiosity, not trauma-driven vengeance. This grimdark revision lessens Barry as a character. Yet, it's become so entrenched through the TV show and films that it's likely permanent. Second, and far worse, the claim that Barry generates the Speed Force with every step he takes. This is narratively bankrupt. The Speed Force was introduced during Wally West's run as a mysterious cosmic constant, an extra-dimensional force intrinsically connected to time itself. Max Mercury dedicated his life to understanding it. Wally dedicated his life to mastering it. The mystery was part of its appeal. By making Barry the source, it retroactively makes him responsible for every speedster's powers, including Jay Garrick, who predated him. How does one man create an omniversal force of nature by getting struck by lightning? It strips away the cosmic wonder and replaces it with protagonist-centered rewriting of reality. Cy Spurrier's recent Flash run actually provided a brilliant alternative. The Speed Force emanates from the Deep Change, an omniversal being beyond the source wall that is the living embodiment of time itself. Speedsters access its temporal energy in a symbiotic relationship. The Deep Change experiences existence through them. That's how you expand mythology while respecting what came before. Red Hood's resurrection. Jason Todd's return as the Red Hood initially worked. Under the Red Hood presented him as a compelling anti-villain, morally compromised, but philosophically coherent. His belief that crime can't be eliminated, only controlled, created genuine ideological conflict with Batman. Then, DC repeatedly fumbled him. The New 52 run was atrocious. The Rebirth Outlaws started strong before deteriorating. Currently, Jason exists in creative limbo, too villainous to be fully accepted into the Bat family, too domesticated to function as an independent character. He can't be given meaningful character progression because every writer cycles him to the same conflicts. Compare this to Bucky Barnes, who follows a similar hero sidekick returns as traumatized anti-hero template. Ed Brubaker's Winter Soldier run let Bucky grow. He became Captain America for a substantial period, then got his own cosmic-level solo series as The Man on the Wall. Kyle Higgins, Alec Cott, and others continuously found new angles that pushed the character forward. The Sentry's origin change. The Sentry began as a fascinating concept, a Silver Age hero somehow forgotten by the Marvel Universe with all the metatextual implications that entailed. His original origin, a typical cosmic accident giving him immense power, worked perfectly as pastiche. Then, Brian Michael Bendis decided Robert Reynolds was a drug addict who stumbled upon an experimental serum while looking for his next high. This raises immediate questions. How does a junkie access a top-secret government lab? Why would such a serum even exist? How does this origin connect to the void, which was originally manifested from Robert's mental health struggles and negative emotions, which was later reframed as a biblical angel of death, that coincidentally bonded with him the moment he took the serum? These retcons made the Sentry an inconsistent mess of contradictory motivations. Is the void a psychic virus, as Emma Frost once cured? Is it Robert's dark side made manifest? Is it a demonic entity? The answer changes depending on which writer is handling him. Bendis's run positioned Robert's addiction as why Norman Osborn could manipulate him so easily, which fundamentally weakens a character meant to operate at Superman's power level. The Sentry should be a tragic figure whose own psychology is his greatest enemy, not a plot device whose characterization shifts to serve each new story's needs. The character has been dead for years now, with Marvel apparently having no idea how to redeem him. He needs a definitive creative vision from a writer who actually understands what makes him compelling. The Mutants Shuffle. Marvel editorial has spent the last decade randomly changing characters' mutant status for reasons that seem entirely driven by film rights and brand synergy rather than storytelling logic. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were revealed to not be Magneto's children and not be mutants at all, erasing decades of family dynamics and emotional resonance. Kamala Khan was killed and immediately resurrected as a mutant rather than an inhuman, seemingly to align with her MCU portrayal. Franklin Richards was retconned to not be a mutant anymore, removing his connection to Krakoa and the compelling family tensions that arose from it. None of these changes improve the characters. They simply make Marvel continuity more confusing while showing blatant disrespect to the creators who originally developed these heroes. Especially egregious, these retcons will likely be reversed within a few years anyway, making the entire exercise pointless historical clutter.
Spider-Man is a masterclass in how not to retcon. No character has suffered more from terribly retcons than Peter Parker. Sins Past revealed that Gwen Stacy had an affair with Norman Osborn while she was a teenager and gave birth to rapidly aged twins. This character assassinated one of Spider-Man's most important supporting characters for shock value. Thankfully, this was finally undone in 2022, but the damage persisted for nearly 2 decades. The Clone Saga claimed Ben Reilly was the original Spider-Man, and Peter was actually the clone, meaning readers hadn't been following the genuine article for 30 years. The fan backlash was so severe, Marvel had to reverse course, but not before significant damage to reader trust. Harry Osborn's resurrections have been retconned multiple times, with the Kindred reveal being particularly convoluted. His soul was in hell, he became a demon with supernatural powers, and it created needless complexity in a character arc that worked better grounded. The Spider Totem mythology had potential. J. Michael Straczynski's idea that Peter was destined by cosmic forces to become Spider-Man added mythological weight to his origin. However, subsequent writers have beaten this concept to death with endless Spider-Verse events and diminishing returns, transforming Morlun from a terrifying threat into just another villain of the week. But the crown jewel of Spider-Man retcon disasters remains. One more day. Peter Parker made a deal with Mephisto, literally Marvel's devil figure, to erase his marriage to Mary Jane in exchange for saving Aunt May's life. A woman who, realistically, has lived well beyond any reasonable lifespan. This retcon erased one of comics' most enduring marriages purely for relatability, because apparently editorial believed readers couldn't connect with a married Spider-Man. Never mind that watching characters grow and evolve with us is part of long-form serialized storytelling's appeal. Wally West aged naturally, got married, had children, and remained beloved. Why can't Peter? Instead, we're trapped with a Peter Parker in permanent stasis, a 30-something genius who can't hold a job or afford rent, unable to progress because editorial decided he must remain perpetually young and struggling. It's creatively bankrupt and disrespectful to both the character and readers who've grown alongside him. Retcons aren't inherently bad. They're essential tools for keeping decades-old characters fresh and relevant. But these examples demonstrate what happens when retcons serve corporate mandates, shock value, or creative ego, rather than genuine storytelling needs. The best retcons enhance what came before. They add depth, resolve contradictions, and create new possibilities while respecting established canon. The worst retcons tear down carefully constructed character work, confuse continuity, and alienate the very fans who keep these characters alive. What retcons would you add to this list? Are there any controversial changes you actually think improved their characters? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Hit that notification bell and let's keep the conversation going. This is Geek Force, and we'll see you in the next one.